Good morning, fam, or evening, wherever you are. Hope this video finds you well. It's your boy Chadsky here, and I'm going to put together another quick video. This one's going to be really quick, but it's got some pertinent information when it comes to a particular inscription in the game. Now, my previous video about Destructive, the special inscription for arch formation, got a lot of feedback. A lot of people wanted to know more about armaments, more about how you line them up. Is there anything they need to know? And this is just a real quick one. And I've seen players kind of make this mistake for, really almost a year. I got confirmation back in December of last year that the Spirited Inscription isn't what you think it is. And so let me go through that real quick. Let's get in the game here. And so the armament we're actually talking about here, it's going to be sitting on your, instrument, right? So it can be on wedge, it can be on arch, it can be on anything. But you go over here to your instrument, and you're going to find it somewhere. And I think I've got it. There it is. Okay, and this looks really good. Triple stack, got good stats on it. And on the surface, you read this, and you're like, the Yielder's troops deal 5% extra damage when it has over 70% rage. That sounds really good, with the assumption that your active skill is going to benefit from that 5% all damage. That's pretty big. That would be great. That's like 5% all damage on your primary commander's active skill. That sounds awesome, right? But it's not, because I ran this thing for a while. I ran it over here on my wedge stuff, and I think I actually ended up recycling it with my wedge stuff. And so let me see if I don't even know if I have it here anymore. I don't. But the point is, when you go to these inscriptions, you got to test them out. You got to figure out what works. You got to figure out how they work. And if you come over here to the instrument here on some of the codex stuff, you can see Spirited here. So you'll see that a lot of players run it with that assumption. But let me let you in on a little secret here. Okay. I'm going to put up this slideshow that kind of gives an idea. Okay. I ran the testing, and I see where I'm over 70% rage on turn 7 of this test. And there it is. Spirited is kicking out the extra damage because I have over 70% rage. Here's the problem. When I launch as you can see at the top, you can see that I'm launching my active skill. Spirited is nowhere to be found. And so I had to ask real quick, like, what's going on here? Is this, how does this work? And I had to get confirmation. I asked VIP support. They're always really good about this stuff. So I kind of said, none of this makes sense. The inscription says 5% damage when your rage is over 70%. But when the first active skill fires, it does not give the 5% damage from the inscription. This is wrong. When the active skill fires, the rage should be at 100%, not 0. That's what I thought. Now, you can see I wrote this back in Christmas time of last year, and I got a reply, thanks for the contact, because when the commander use active skill, it will clear the rage at one turn. So at that same turn, it clears the rage and release the skill at the next turn, so the active skill will not get the 10% extra or the 5% extra damage. That's your confirmation straight from VIP. So people can kind of quit that whole myth of whether or not Spirited is actually any good. And to be real honest with you, it's awful. I mean, 5% extra damage for 70 rage, that's maybe 1 turn, 2 turns, per cycle. Well, what are you going to do in that turn? If you can get lucky enough to maybe proc additional damage, or you proc like an Alex proc, and you're able to actually get some additional damage there, or like Eleanor, if you can get her Lily of the Wild like procced again, just so happens in that 1 turn, or Herald, or any commander that throws just damage procs out there, you can maybe get this to stick. But overall, 5% extra damage when you're just launching basic attacks and counterattacks, to me, not very good. And so from that standpoint, I don't advise Spirited. There's all kinds of other stuff you can get with that. And just wanted to do a quick video on that. If you like the channel, subscribe. Throw me a thumbs up on the video. This is just a real short video, but just want to get this information out there. if you're listening to this or see it when this video releases, I've got about 6 or 7 videos on here, and really it goes more in depth. It goes into what I call real rock life application. Like, I'm not worried about some of the attributes of commanders or gear or inscriptions and armaments. Anybody can tell me what they do because we can all just read. However, it's good to have interpretation. I like that. But I like to apply the real rock life. Like, how does it work? How does it work in your murder ball? How does it work, you know, in your rallies, in your garrison and swarming rallies, swarming garrisons? How does it work when you're actually playing the game and trying to play it at a pretty high level, no matter if you're a high spender, low spender, free to play, or you're playing in big kingdoms that fight big time KVKs or smaller kingdoms? All the information I try to get you guys is applicable. If you have not seen my destructive video, please go to my channel, check that out. And also, if you have not joined my Discord yet, I'll have that down in the comments of the video, and we'll get that stuff squared away. Stay tuned for more streams as I prep to do some of those, and I'll have some more videos. We'll have a lot of fun with this, but wanted to put this one out there for everybody to see and kind of debunk the whole spirited debate or conversation. You guys stay cool, and we'll see you, broskies.